Now then, Douglas McMaster reporting for the Zero Waste Cooking School. Today we are eating, cooking, enjoying gołąbki?
Gołąbki.
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 Gołąbki. I feel like every week the pronunciations of these dishes is getting exponentially harder. I dread to think what we're going to cook next week. Our gołąbki is a cabbage roll. So we're going to use this white cabbage to roll some goat, some retired dairy goat. This is our filling. This mince is from Dorset on the south coast of England, and it's actually from the same herd of goats from which this apron was made. This is the aprons we use at Silo. It's made by my good friend Jack. If you want to check out Jack's work, go to billytannery.co.uk. If you want to pick up the goat mince, go to cabrito.co.uk. Both the mince and this apron was made from billy goats from the dairy industry. So without this intervention, these products would have been wasted. And of course, we do not like waste. There's many other ethical considerations I would love to highlight at this stage regarding goat and other meat products. However, there's too much to say right now, so we're going to save that for a video dedicated to that subject somewhere in the future. If you are vegetarian, vegan, or don't want to use a goat mince, this recipe traditionally is with pork and beef. However, there's no dairy in this recipe, so if you fancy going vegan, this recipe works brilliantly by swapping this mince out with like shredded mushroom or mushroom mince, and yeah, totally vegan recipe. A disclaimer, this is one of the most delicious things I've cooked in recent times. It's really cold outside and this is really comforting, really perfect winter food. It's so easy to do as well, like this is so easy. Untraditionally we are using goat, and then super untraditionally we are not using tomatoes. Instead, because tomatoes are not in season, it is January in the UK, I'm using onions. I'm going to be making some very sweet caramelized onion, more of a stock that we then cook the cabbage roll in, and then it'll turn more into like an onion gravy. Our onion stock gravy thing does take a little bit of time, so let's chop to it. We're gonna pop a big pot of water on. So this is to blanch our cabbage. Onions in a heavy duty pan. Don't add any salt. We're only going to add salt at the very end of this recipe. So we're waiting for our water to come to a boil and our onions to cook. So we're going to start with a mix. So basically pop your goat mince into a bowl. So this is cooked short grain brown rice. Feel free to use any similar grain. So yeah, pop that in. So with the thyme, there's 5 grams in this recipe. Don't be shy with the stem. You get a lot of people picking the leaves off. Garlic. So you can get the filling done as soon as you want. So literally just mix the goat mince, the chopped thyme, the chopped garlic, the rice and the pre-weighed salt. We're actually going to cook the whole cabbage. This is a white, very tender cabbage. So you want to cut the heart of the cabbage out so it cooks nice and evenly. I'm going to boil this core side down for about 8 minutes. Set lid up. Grab your cabbage. Don't be afraid of the cabbage. You're the boss, not the cabbage. Let it have a little tinkle. Give it a little wobble. No one likes a drippy cabbage. I don't know what I'm talking about. Give it a few minutes, let it cool off. So yeah, just take the cabbage leaves. If you're doing it for 2 people, then we're roughly going to take 8 of the cabbage leaves. So our caramelized onions are ready. You know when they're ready, when they are caramelized and golden. Take half the mix, pop it there. So all I've done is poured our pre-weighed water over half of the onions, popped a lid on, and I'm just going to leave that kind of sit pretty while we make our filling. When your onions have cooled down, pop them in, and then just give the mixture a mix. If you have 10 cabbage leaves, then basically separate the mixture into 5 equal sized portions, separate that into 2 each. So this is quite a tough, rigid spine that won't roll very well. So all we're going to do is cut the spine just so it makes it more bendy. Now we're going to fill gołąbki. Take your cabbage leaf, take your correct amount of mix, and then basically you want to roll it towards yourself. Keep it nice and tight. Bring in the sides like that, nice and tight and round, and then bring it down one time. I like to trim just this little bit of excess cabbage off, and then just pop it in a dish and repeat. Pop it in the middle, roll it around, tuck it in, preheat the oven 180 degrees. So this is our beautiful onion stock. We're just going to pour it over. Don't be shy. Okay, so what's going to happen when it's cooking, all of the goat cooking juices is going to leach into the rice and into this beautiful stock of onions, and then it'll steam together. We're going to pop a little lid on. I say little, quite a large lid. Set a timer for 1 hour. To finish our gołąbki, we're just going to finely chop some parsley. Our gołąbki is ready. Now we're going to make a little gołąbki sauce. Just going to steal all of the juices into this pan. This is the beautiful onion gołąbki stock. It's taken on all the flavours of the meat and the juice. It is less than intense, so I'm just going to let that cool down a second. I'm going to add some English mustard. If you cook mustard, you'll lose all of that fragrance and that edge. Okay, so just let it cool down a touch. And likewise with the parsley. Okay, so we're going to pop that in. So yeah, what this is a way of enriching and intensifying the sauce that we've created naturally from the cooking process. This is gorgeous, green, spicy, rich, hot, herbaceous, stunning. A couple of gołąbkis with all the onions on, all the deliciousness. And then we've got our stunning spicy sauce. This is not at all the way gołąbki is served. This is the zero waste cooking school way. I vowed to not get too chefy. Alas, here I stand, spooning little tiny spoons of parsley and mustard sauce over a gołąbki. Yeah, there we go. Feel free to serve it with mashed potato, maybe like a parsnip mash. All those winter root vegetables would be wonderful at the base of this dish. I've chosen to do this kind of punchy, kind of hot mustard sauce, mustard parsley sauce. And then to counterbalance that, I've got this kind of silo creme fraiche. The cabbage itself has no seasoning during this process. So you just want this like little bit of pinch, a little bit of salt at the end. Don't judge. Don't judge.
Is it as good as grandma's?
This is the end of this delicious goatee transmission.